consider it as a big rock live band. Even if in the era of hip-hop and rap, I would consider you the most important pop band in the international scene. If you were a music journalist, how would you define yourself? How would you define Roxette?
I don't know. I think what's interesting with Roxette is that we seem to stand out from old trends. I mean, since we started out like internationally in 1989, bands have come and gone. You know, trends have come and gone. The dance scene is changing every 5 minutes. You know, but for what we're doing, which is interesting. You know, there's always if you go to England, I mean, the people who buy our records, and we sell like. People are buying it, they don't really are interested in what's in the charts. They seem to buy quality pop. So hopefully, from a journalist point of view, I would see Roxette as a quality pop band. You know that it takes a while between albums, but when they come out, it's quite good. Hopefully.
Listen the most when you started your career, Marie and Per, and what do you listen the most right now in this period?
Other music.
Yeah, other music.
Well, I listen a lot to classical music, actually, because it's, I love to listen to music totally the opposite of what we are doing ourselves. And sometimes I get so tired of pop and rock music when you put on the radio. Sometimes it sounds the same. And so I love to listen to jazz and classical music. And
when you started?
Excuse me?
When you started your career, what did you use to listen the most?
I think that, I mean, all the music from the 60s, the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin. I mean, you can listen to them still. I mean, it's fantastic music. And I'm so glad that I was a teenager in that era. I mean, it's a fantastic time. So, of course, we're very influenced by that music as well.
Do you agree, Per?
Yeah, I think I agree a lot. I think as soon as you hear pop music today, current pop music, you always feel like it's competition. Stay away from it. You know, I don't really listen to much of what we're actually doing. I listen to a little bit more, you know, guitar orient, like Primal Scream, that kind of stuff. I think that's quite good. But otherwise, I'm the same as Maria. I go back to the old stuff. You know, listen to an old Neil Young album or Emmylou Harris or whatever. You know, great singers and songwriters, or classical music. I really enjoy it. Debussy, all that kind of stuff.
Per, there's a nice story about the first record you bought. Could you tell us this little story?
Yeah, well, the first record I was like 6 years old or something, and I bought, it was an album by the Kinks called The Kink Controversy, which I still have actually. I bought it from my brother because he needed money to buy cigarettes, so he wasn't allowed to smoke, so he had to sort of sneak out in the back room, so our mother didn't notice it. That was actually my first record. I was like 6 years. I still have it. It's
5 Swedish crowns.
5 Swedish crowns, which is like, you know, nothing. No, it's like,
well, but cigarettes were expensive at that time.
Yeah. And I mean, he was like 12 or 13 years old, you know.
So a vinyl addiction started.
Absolutely. That was my whole life, you know, growing up. I started collecting records from that early stage. So all the money that, you know, he was selling like newspapers and doing cutting lawns and stuff, and all the money went into the record shop. So I had a huge collection when I was quite small.
And let's talk about the image that you want to give to the audience. Is there anything new or different?
You mean
the image?
The image.
Yeah. With short hair.
Long hair.
No, I don't know. It's so hard to think in those ways. I mean, we love music, we love our work, we love our album. We have worked really hard for it, and really hope that our old Roxette fans are going to like this one as well. So, and hopefully get some new fans. But I don't know really. What are you saying?
No, I mean, sometimes it feels like we've been in the business too long for thinking about image. You know, we've always been like I said before, we've always been like an untrendy band. We never sort of, oh, we have to have platform shoes, so we have to have this, we have to have that. We've always been like, or tried anyway, to be ourselves. Yeah, with our music and without our music. You know, even when we try to do interviews, we try to sort of make sense, you know, and not hiding too much behind the rock star sort of attitude. But I think that goes with our image as well. I mean, we're very much the way we are. If people like it, it's great. If they don't, what can you do? I mean,
And the scene is getting bigger and bigger, as we said before. Added bands of the Tom, Don Love, crossover bands of Clawfinger or Motorcycle or Ace of Base. They are becoming important in the international music scene. How was it when you started?
very different.
Yes.
It was actually, we started out, I started out 1979, and you started the first album you did was like 81, 82. So, I mean, at the time, you could really tell if an album or a record was made in Sweden, you know, because of the sound quality and everything. I mean, you're always trying to compete with the American studios and stuff like that, but you weren't able to. So what has happened over the years is that everyone is, since the technical revolution happened in the music scene, everyone is using sort of the same stuff. So you can't really tell anymore if it's Swedish or if it's not Swedish. I mean, nobody can tell that Clawfinger is from Sweden. It could be like an LA band or whatever. Or Ace of Base could have been a Danish band or a Dutch band or whatever. I mean, a lot of people still think that Roxette are from America, you know. We go to England and people are so surprised that we're not from the States, you know. And you can never tell. And I think that's a good thing, because traditionally the music industry has always been oriented towards the States and the UK. So suddenly it's possible for Italian bands or Italian artists or Dutch bands or Austrian bands or Swedish to have hit records, because nobody has any prejudice about it until they hear it. I mean, if they like it, they buy it. If they don't like it, they go to something else. So that's going to come more and more, I think, in the future. It's going to be a much more international blend of hit records.
Concerning the sound of your record, how would you describe Trash Boom Bag?
What do you think? I don't know. It's
a very sad song on the album.
Yeah, but you're talking about the sound. It's hard to tell. It's always hard to describe what to do when it comes to music. But I don't know. We try to make it a little bit raunchier, a little bit more edgier than before. Still the three same old chords, you know, are still hanging with us. I don't know, it's hard to tell. People say there's more guitars, maybe it's a little bit more mature lyric-wise, I don't know. Maybe it is. It's hard. It's also when we just finished the album like 6 weeks ago, so it's really hard to have a distance, you know. It's really hard to think, to know exactly what you did.
The Trash Boom Bang in Capri. Is there a particular reason that made you choose this location, or you were looking for a sunny working holiday? Marie?
Well, we have been working and recording so many albums at home in Stockholm and Sweden, so we were so tired of being here, tired of Stockholm and tired of the weather. So we wanted to go away, and we really love Italy, and so for us it was, we were so happy that we found the studio there. It was really, really good. So, and it was so nice, we could bring our families and our friends, and so I think we were about 25 people around and had a great time. So, and it was so nice for me, because then I could bring my little daughter as well, and so that was, yeah, it was good.
What does inspire you the most when you write the lyrics of your last record, for instance?
Well, you're always looking for ideas, for lyrics, and lots of the lyrics are about relationships. But also there's a song about crashing guitars, there's a song about motorcycles, and there's songs about, you know, friendship, you know, all these little things in life.
Lyrics, as you said before, speak of love, person, lovers, relationship, the love for music and life. Do you ever write songs about society, injustice, etc.?
No, not really. I mean, it's I don't have the talent for doing that. I mean, it's really hard to. I've always been interested in writing about you know, relationships and things that I know that a lot of people can identify with, and I just have a hard time writing about, you know, the rainforest or whatever. I mean, it doesn't really mean that I'm not interested in it. I mean, both Marie and I, we support Amnesty, for instance, stuff like that, but we don't really write songs about it. And it's just a matter of that I don't have the talent for it. I'm not doing it very well.
So your relationships are the dominating theme.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, relationships and feelings and communication.
How much is your band involved in the process of creating your songs?
It depends. You know, it depends on some songs. There's a lot of input from other people. Some songs are basically done. You know, I make a demo, for instance, and then the guitar parts are there or whatever. So we don't change very much. I mean, what actually changes from demo to the final recording is that the sound obviously is going to be much better. Everything is going to be a little bit more exact, you know, and arranged. You know, we use on this album we use quite a lot of strings, you know. So all those little things are making the songs even better and more prolific. But you know, I think the big thing when you're working with musicians is a give and take thing. You try to find people that can that like your music in the first place, and then also that can give input in what the song is about. You know, maybe you have a guitar player saying, how about doing this instead of doing that? You know, it makes the song, it makes more sense to the song, which is good. And so that's also why we stick to the same people, because we know each other so well.
The contact, yes, with the audience, for example. The contact with the audience seems to be very important for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, without fans and the people who enjoy what we do, we wouldn't be here. I mean, it's not more complicated than that. I mean, everything you do is I mean, you have to stay in touch with your audience, and that's why we want to tour as much as possible, because that's basically the only chance we have to meet our Italian fans or wherever, you know, South America, whatever. You have to go there, you have to meet them, you have to have a good time with them on stage and stuff like that. So without the fans, without the audience, I mean, no artist can exist. So.
But you do it in a natural way, so I think this is very good, because fans can feel it, that you are natural towards them.
Yeah, maybe, but it's we don't try to make it too complicated. We just, you know, it goes with the music as well. I mean, we're trying to describe and talk about and write about things that everyone can feel, everyone can sort of identify with. Because everyone is a human being on
all over the
planet
world.
Earth, yeah.
Urban Band is your last record after 13 million of copies sold with Joyride and Tourism. What do you expect from Crash Boom Bang?
I think that it's going to go quite well, actually, because the album is so wide and there's so many good songs, I think, so many singles on it, and well, I think it's going to go very well.
What do you think about it?
Oh, I don't know. We don't really have any targets. You know, we have to sell 10 million or something like that. But I agree with Marie. I think it's the best album we've done, and I think it also gets better for every time you hear it. You know, it's got a sort of a, you know, first time you hear it, you're probably a little bit sort of surprised. You know, it's not as instant popish as Joyride was. There was some songs on Joyride which was very, very sort of power ballad and stuff, Fading Like a Flower, small talk and kind of stuff. We try to stay away a little bit from that this time. We try to make it a little bit more mature, not only with the lyrics, but also when it came to arrangement and performance. So I think it's going to last long. I think there's 5 or 6 great singles on it, so I think it's going to be a big seller, hopefully.